I got some dope information, y'all. Yes, I said dope. Pun definitely intended. We're talking about dopamine, and you don't want to miss this. Hello, Judith Hall here. We're talking about dopamine today, the pleasure hormone, the motivation hormone, and the reinforcement hormone. All of those work together in a beautiful but weird symphony. So let me give you an example. You had a bad day at work and you get home and all you want to do, you walk in the door and all you want to do is feel good. You know what's going to make you feel good. It's those chocolate chip cookies in the cabinet. You want to feel pleasure. And so your brain secretes some dopamine to motivate you to go to the cabinet and pop one of those bad boys in your mouth. Then your brain secretes more dopamine. That's called the dopamine reinforcement. That's what makes a habit. It also is what causes addictions. Here's the cool thing. Our thinking is also habitual. What we think about all the time are habits of thinking. And we tend to, we have like 60,000 thoughts a day, and most of them are thoughts that we think about all the time because of this dopamine reinforcement thing. What you think about as soon as you wake up in the morning is a habit of thinking. It's habitual thought. You think them all the time. Now they've created nice, worn neural pathways in the brain. So it's easy for your brain to go down those pathways because they're nice and well worn, just like a path in the field. It's nice and easy for the brain. The thing is, when you keep thinking those thoughts, each time you think it, there's a dopamine hit to reinforce that thinking. Your brain is getting rewarded to go down that habitual path. Our habitual thinking turns into our belief systems. Whatever we think about all the time becomes what we focus on all the time. So let's say you go out and you buy a red car. You get excited about that red car. Then you get on the road and all you see are red cars. It's because the excitement that you had about the red car, you got a dopamine hit of excitement and pleasure. And now when you're on the road, all you see are red cars because you've programmed your brain to pay attention to the red cars now. Our brain will do this with our thoughts as well. What you think about all the time is getting reinforced in your brain by dopamine. Crazy, right? So let's say this morning you wake up and it's like, oh, I don't know how I'm going to get through this day. I have so much to do. I don't think I can get it all done. Nobody ever helps me. I don't know how much more I can take of this. You've programmed your brain to think about that whole scenario, all of those thoughts you've now reinforced in your mind, your well-worn thoughts. You probably think those thoughts every day, so it's easy for your brain to just wake up and start thinking those thoughts every day. Dopamine is giving your brain positive reinforcement, rewarding you for thinking those thoughts. Holy crap. Now you've programmed your brain to think about how overwhelmed you are. You go about your day and your brain is programmed to give you evidence of how overwhelmed you are. So when you finally come up with some evidence, your brain is like, see, boom, dopamine. I told you. You've also programmed your brain to find evidence of how people never help you. And so you're at work, you're around people, you think they see how overwhelmed you are, but nobody steps in and asks to help you. Your brain is like, boom, dopamine hit. See, I told you nobody helps you. Do you see why it's so important to think on purpose, to mind your thinking, to pay attention and control where your mind goes to grab hold of it and bring it back. Taking your thoughts captive is so important, and God wasn't playing. 2 Corinthians 10:5 says, take every thought captive to obey Christ. Because God in his infinite wisdom and goodness knew that the enemy's favorite playground is messing around in your mind. And the enemy likes to use God's good gifts against us. Like I always say, it's not you, it's your brain. And your brain needs to be trained. Taking your thoughts captive is what I teach my clients how to do when they work with me in my private coaching program. I have a super simple framework that teaches you how to identify those habitual thought patterns. We get you out of that thinking and create new healthy ways of thinking, healthy thinking habits. So if you liked this information and you want to learn even more, check out some of my other videos, or if you want to have a chat to see if my simple framework is right for you, hey, reach out to me, send me a private message, or you can schedule to talk to me. Just click the link in the comments below. I'm Judith Hall, and that's all for today.